All right, guys, we've made it to the first car show of the 2021 season. 2020 was kind of a bust. Maybe 2021 will be a little better. We're at the El Cazadores Mexican restaurant in Florence, Mississippi. Let's go take a look. There's not a real big showing, but there's a few cars out. So let's go see what we can get into. What have we got here? Nice little Bel Air. Just like the day it left the factory, almost. I like what they did there. Spray on bed liner under the hood, looks good.
Okay, you can do that.
Good old GT350 Shelby. Old school Camaro. About an 86.
92.
92.
Yes.
It's yours?
It's my wife's. I bought it for her as a coming home present from deployment.
I hear you.
Did a LS swap in it. Had all red interior. I did a all black interior with 02 SS seats. It's got a freak show built 60E and 3400 converter in it.
So it'll step out.
It does pretty good. I just bought her a rear end for it. I got to put it in. It's a 4th gen rear end with gears and pause unit in it, because right now it's still running the 305 rear end.
So when you're going full Cletus McFarland and twin turbo?
That's on mine. Mine's coming twin turbos pretty soon.
So this is your Nova?
Yes, sir.
I hear
And
you.
I'm building a 67 C10 in my shop right now.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about this one.
It's a Gen 353 in it with a BTR Stage 4 cam. Got a Turbo 350 behind it. I've got the Holley Terminator X ECU and Holley Pro Dash. I just done 2011 Camaro seats and a 2017 Camaro console in it. It was also a red interior car. I changed it all to black, and the car's got originally 84,000 miles on the body.
Wow.
Yes.
What about them headlights?
Green halos.
Can you turn them on for me?
Yes, sir.
Let's get a look and see if we'll pick it up on camera. Oh yeah. Yes sir, I bet that's evil coming down the road at you at night. Have you done paint? You done the paint body on it, or?
It was already painted. That's actually a Mako paint job. But
There's nothing wrong with a Mako
I
paint
bought it
job.
like that.
There's nothing wrong with a Mako paint job, man.
This winter, after cruising the coast this year, it's going to be painted Destroyer gray, and all the chrome's getting powder coated black, and that's what I'm going to do with it. So, it's going twin turbo, power glide, and a different rear end with disc brakes.
Okay, so you're going full Cletus on it.
Yes, it's fixing just a little street car.
You need you are familiar with Cletus McFarland,
Yes.
and
Yes, sir.
Freedom Factory and
Right.
all that.
Yes, sir.
You pay attention to some of his events, man. This will be a ride to take to Freedom Factory.
I watch their stuff a good bit sometimes, but I'm in the oil field. I don't get a whole lot of time home. When I do, we usually just cruise to car shows. And I used to be big into drag racing. I've had a lot of cars that a lot of people knew around here. So
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to take your car down there,
yes,
they got it going on. That's why he built that track, is for his fans and for other YouTubers. And,
yes, sir.
and that's what I do. I'm fixing to build a 64 Mercury Comet.
Okay.
So, It's not going to be as hot as this, but it's going to be an old school hot rod.
Right.
So
I've had about 150 cars since I was 15. That's the 9th Nova I've had. I've had probably 10 third-gen Camaras. I've owned 20 Fox bodies. And I've had all kinds of stuff. Buy, sell, trade, build, and get rid of it, do it over. That's my drug.
I understand.
I think being a drug addict would be cheaper than hot rods.
Well, I'm moving my kids out a little bit at a time, so that's why I'm able to finally do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So. Let me take a look at this interior. Come tell me about this again.
It's a 2011 Camaro SS seats and a 2018 Camaro console. I did the Holly Pro Dash and put new carpet in it. It's also going to get vintage heat and air too.
Okay, I hear you. Yes, sir. What rear ends it got?
This is still the 7.5 10 bolt. It's weak. It's peg leg
no.
also. I got a Super 10 already at the house. I just picked up a couple of days ago. I got to put in, but I'm gonna order the disc brake conversion before I put it in and get all that done. But like I said, I just been enjoying it since cruising. I put it together real quick, and we went to cruising the coast in them. So.
Yes, sir. Sometimes you just got to build and work for what you got, and that's kind of what I'm doing with that old with my Mercury.
Yes.
So. All right, what are we working with here? Go ahead and tell me.
54 Packard, 2-door hardtop. They call it the Clipper, Panama. It's got the LS1 in it. It's got the 4L60 transmission. Mustang 2 front end. It's got a Ford 8.8 rear end in it, 4-link. Airbag on all 4 corners with Detroit steel wheel, mob steel wheels. Can pass anything but a gas station.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, and it's been around. I bought it from a gentleman that I hunted with, and it got restored in the 80s. And he had a couple other extra parts with it, but I pulled the inline 8 out. I wanted to hot rod it a little bit, put a little LS in there, but nothing crazy. You can see the front end got wrecked. My mechanic was working on some brakes and decided to rev it up in the parking lot and took out a Jeep. And so I left it as is. Like I said, it's on the air suspension. Pretty simple. Got a Impala steering wheel. We'll put on there.
Might pick you up.
Yeah, open it up. Comes with the kid and the dog in the back seat.
Nothing wrong with that.
Got to ride around the fire extinguisher just in case.
That is absolutely.
All the gauges, everything changed out.
What kind of gauges are we working with?
You wouldn't ask me what I told you. That's the old autometer.
Autometer.
Yeah.
I think that's what we put in our 54 Ford.
Yeah.
Is there in the there's a lower panel on the 54 Ford.
Those are the closest thing I could find, and then I had to widen out. I used everything in the factory in the back. I widened it out as much as I could, and they recessed in there. I got a 54 Chevrolet truck master cylinder below the floor bed right there. Of course, you got access to it from the carpet.
Right.
And then I had to put some belly pans underneath it because it will hit the ground and poke holes in the transmission.
No.
Found that out the hard way.
What transmission did you say?
It's the 4L60.
Okay.
Yeah. Electronic shift. Some fake rust all over it.
So that's fake rust?
Yeah, I painted it all myself. That's just a couple different cans of Rust-Oleum. I cut my brush real thin. On the back over here, you can see I hit it with water first. Mist a little water on there, and then from a distance sprayed a little spray paint on there, and it kind of gives it the little look through there.
Uh-huh. Hey, you did a good job. It looks real.
It's all fake.
What is that?
All right, man. I appreciate you
Yes,
talking
sir.
to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
That bed looked pretty good. What we working with?
81 Trans Am, 5.3 LS swap with a B&M street strip transmission, 3200 FTI converter, 323 gears.
Posi, of course.
Yeah, oh yeah, positive unit.
We got
It's carbureted. A lot of people's against carbureted, but I like the shaker scoop, and it's functional. A lot of people
I
can't do it.
understand. Some people get their panties in a wad about carbureting an LS, and
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that have done it, and they're just as fast.
Faster, really, you get a little bit more horsepower. You can lean it out a little bit more and throw a little bit more fuel to it.
I've heard that. I'm not an LS guy, but I do a lot of reading, and then
It's got shorty headers, 2-inch exhaust from the headers all the way back.
what are we doing with wheels here?
That's 17-inch snowflakes from year one. It's got a 2-inch drop on the front and rear. Running a Nitto 555, just a radial tire. Has the Tektronix digital gauges that mounts behind the original cluster. This is original SE car, which it has the gold trim on the inside instead of the silver.
I came by earlier and took some shots of it, and I saw that, and it looks good. It's spun metal. It looks excellent. How are the T-tops? They leak, or they pretty solid?
No, they're solid. It's got all new weather stripping in it. The tabs on the top, are really bad about breaking, so it does have clips on it to strengthen them a little bit so it don't break my T-top trim. The bird on the hood had to be replaced last year, which was new, but with all this new wax that comes out,
The ceramics?
wax, yeah, it blistered my bird.
The ceramic blistered the bird.
Yep.
All right, anybody watching this video, pay attention to that.
Out setting it out in the sun, cruising the crows, come back, and it had a haze on it. It blistered it.
Well, I don't see it blistered now.
No, all new Phoenix birds from Phoenix Graphics.
She looks good. What else can you tell me about in there? Anything else? Or are we about?
That's pretty much it. It was a headache doing all the wiring and hiding it. It has F-body front accessories on it. It has ICT brackets, which kind of tucks everything close to the engine. So if you ever want to run a turbo setup on it,
Okay.
you can. If you're running a stock bracket, it puts it closer to the radiator, and it doesn't give you the space. So it's tucked tight.
Yeah, I see that there's a lot of room out there in the front.
Anything from a 2002, 98 to 2002 Trans Am Z28 with a LS in it. Front accessories.
Okay.
The motor mounts in this thing are from Hooker, but they're for a Z28. And these cradles in these cars, it has 79 motor mounts on the cradle. All the subframes of these cars, they were drilled for Chevrolet small block or Pontiac or Oldsmobile. So you have the slots. But if you run the Chevrolet mounts on it with the motor mounts itself, it drops the engine down a little bit further, so your shaker scoop with a carburetor is functional. If you run Pontiac, it picks this engine up about a half of inch more. You can't run the shaker scoop. Well, you can, but you got to screw it to your hood. It's not functional.
It's not functional.
Nope.
Well, you got a beautiful car and a beautiful build, man. I appreciate you talking with me about it.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. Like I said, Real World Garage.